The electric roar of Suncorp Stadium fades into chaos as Brisbane Broncos superstar Reece Walsh, the lightning-quick fullback who's carried his team to glory, suddenly snaps. In a split-second frenzy during the dying minutes of a do-or-die finals clash against the Canberra Raiders, he lunges forward and plants his forehead straight into the face of rival enforcer Hudson Young. Blood trickles, whistles shrill, and the crowd gasps. Could this be the moment that shatters a young prodigy's legacy before it even peaks? Sin-binned on the spot, Walsh slumps to the turf, his world unraveling in real time. But wait. The Real Storm is just brewing. If that pulse-pounding drama has you hooked, smash that like button right now, subscribe to Aussie NRL Updates for your daily dose of footy fire, and hit the bell so you never miss the next explosive breakdown. Your support fuels these deep dives. Let's keep the conversation raging in the comments below. The sun-baked fields of Queensland had always been Reece Walsh's kingdom, a 22-year-old phenom who'd risen from the mean streets of Rockhampton to become the Broncos' beating heart. Drafted young, he dazzled with toe-touching tries and bone-crunching tackles, earning the nickname The Flash for his blistering speed that left defenders grasping at shadows. But beneath the glamour lurked a firestorm of pressure, endless scrutiny from coaches, fans, and his own relentless drive to honour his Maori heritage and absent father, who watched from afar like a ghost in the grandstand. Enter September 14, 2025. Week 1 of the NRL playoffs, Broncos vs Raiders, a blood feud scripted for the ages. The score teetered at 24-20, Raiders clawing back from the brink, when Hudson Young, that granite-jawed Canberra warrior with a reputation for mind games, loomed large. What started as a routine scrum skirmish escalated in a heartbeat, elbows flying, words unspoken but venomous. Walsh, cornered and seething, felt the weight of the finals crash down. His head dipped, connecting with Young's nose in a thud that echoed like thunder. The bunker replay froze the nation. Deliberate? Reckless? Or a spark from the powder keg of NRL intensity? Sin-binned for 10 agonizing minutes, Walsh paced the sidelines, his tattooed arms clenched, as Brisbane clung to victory by a whisker, 30-24. Teammates slapped his back in the sheds, but whispers already swirled. Had the golden boy crossed the line? Little did anyone know, this was merely the fuse igniting a powder keg of outrage that would engulf the league, forcing even the hard-nosed commissioners to question their own rules. As the clock ticked toward Judgment Day, one burning question hung in the air. Would justice be swift, or would favoritism rear its ugly head, sparing the star at the expense of the game's soul? Yet, as the dust settled on that fateful Sunday, the NRL's judiciary chamber became a coliseum of controversy, where every frame of footage was dissected like a crime. Scene. Reece Walsh fronted the panel, his boyish face etched with regret, mumbling apologies that rang hollow against the viral clips circulating like wildfire. Charged with a Grade 1 striking offence, headbutting, the books called it. The punishment landed softer than a feather, a measly $3,000 fine, no suspension. Free to lace up for the preliminary final against the Storm, Walsh exhaled in relief, but the league erupted in fury. Pundits on NRL 360 thundered from their studios, labelling it insane and a shaky precedent that mocked the sanctity of the sport. Rubbing blokes out for weeks over lesser sins, one fiery analyst bellowed, pointing to past bans for high tackles that barely grazed a collarbone. Fans flooded social media, their keyboards ablaze. Memes of Walsh as a cartoon villain, petitions demanding his benching, and hashtags like #HeadbuttGate trending nationwide. But here's the gut punch twist. No one saw the Raiders' own skeletons tumbling out. While Walsh's act dominated headlines, footage resurfaced of Morgan Smithies, a Canberra forward, delivering his own forehead salute earlier in the season, copping just a $1,500 slap on the wrist. Hypocrisy. Or selective enforcement favouring the glamour clubs. Brisbane's Brain Trust, led by coach Kevin Walters, circled the wagons, praising Walsh's passion as the fire that forged champions. Yet cracks appeared. Whispers from within the club revealed a dressing room dressing down, where veterans like Payne Haas pulled the young gun aside, warning that one lapse could eclipse 1,000 triumphs. As the backlash swelled, a darker shadow loomed online. Trolls zeroing in on Walsh's innocent 5-year-old daughter, flooding her mother's feeds with vitriol, middle finger emojis twisting the knife. Heartbroken, Walsh penned a raw plea for sanity, but the mob's roar drowned it out. Just when it seemed the fine would fade into footnote, a bombshell leaked from the bunker. Internal emails hinting at leniency debates swayed by Walsh's clean record. Cliffhanger alert. Would this spark a judiciary overhaul, or bury the truth under the next big hit? Deep in the Broncos' fortress, the fine's ripple effects carved scars that no Band-Aid could heal, transforming a momentary madness into a mirror for the NRL's fractured soul. Reece Walsh, once untouchable, now navigated a minefield of doubt. Teammates eyeing him sideways during training drills, media hounds circling like sharks at every presser. It was heat of the moment, he'd insist, his voice cracking under the spotlight, but the narrative had shifted, from prodigy to pariah in 140 characters or less. The backlash wasn't just noise. It was a tidal wave crashing against the league's pillars of integrity. Players' unions fired off missives, demanding consistency. Why a fine for a fullback's fury but bans for brawls in the bush leagues? Raiders coach Ricky Stewart, that silver-haired sage of grudges, seethed publicly, vowing his boys wouldn't forget the soft touch that let Brisbane breathe easy into semis. Hudson Young, sporting a bandaged schnoz, waved off lawsuits but dropped a truth bomb in interviews. Footy's tough, but that crossed a line. Kids watch this. And oh, the kids did, sparking schoolyard debates and parental panic over glorified aggression. Surprise surge. Enter the fan frenzy's foul underbelly, where anonymous accounts unearthed Walsh's family photos, unleashing a barrage of hate that pierced the heart. His partner, a fierce mum shielding their little girl, went public with screenshots, vile taunts that turned a dad's mistake into a daughter's nightmare. The NRL scrambled, issuing vague condemnations and boosting cybersafety PSAs, but damage control felt like too little, too late. Meanwhile, in Brisbane's war room, strategy pivoted. Walsh, fine but fired up, channeled the scorn into shadow boxing sessions that left pad smoking. Teammates rallied, scripting a redemption arc worthy of Hollywood. Prelim final glory as the ultimate rebuttal. But lurking in the law was a league-wide reckoning. Commissioners huddled in smoke-filled rooms, metaphorically, of course, pondering rule tweaks to muzzle the monsters within. As prelim night dawned, thunder rumbling over Melbourne, Walsh strapped on his headgear, irony not lost, with a steely glint. Would he explode in atonement, or falter under the weight? The stakes? Premiership dreams dangling by a thread, with the grand final's golden glow just one win away. Hang tight, the roar's about to resume. In the end, as the echoes of that headbutt faded into finals folklore, Reece Walsh emerged not broken, but battle-hardened, a testament to resilience in rugby league's brutal ballet. The $3,000 fine. Pocket change compared to the priceless lessons etched in sweat and scrutiny. Brisbane stormed the prelims, Walsh weaving magic en route to a gritty upset, silencing doubters with a hat-trick of heartbreakers that propelled the Broncos toward grand final redemption. The backlash? It morphed into momentum, fueling debates that sharpened the sport's edges. New striking guidelines whispered in boardrooms, promising bans for blatant butts starting next season. Hudson Young healed, sharing a post-match beer with Walsh in a nod to no grudges, while the online wolf slunk away, shamed by a united fanbase's pushback. For the little girl caught in the crossfire, Dad's embrace became her shield, a quiet vow to rise above the roar. Aussie NRL updates here. We've ridden this rollercoaster with you, unpacking the raw, the real, the riveting side of footy that keeps us glued. If this script of shock, survival, and second chances fired you up, drop your take in the comments. Fine or felony? Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in for every tackle, try, and controversy. The NRL never sleeps, and neither do we. Until next time, keep the faith, Aussies. What's your bold prediction for the decider?